Hey everyone, this is my Module 13 reflection. So after looking over all the copyright and fair use for educators, I noticed some things that were kind of surprising to me. The first one was that all tangible creative works are protected immediately upon creation. I did not know that. I thought that you had to always file for copyright before it was a copyrighted work, and that's not true. So I was not aware of that. And then crediting the author of a copied work does not always satisfy the requirements needed to properly cite him. So I did not know that as well. I thought that if you just credited to them and said, hey, this person wrote this, that it was good enough, but there are actually like real requirements that you have to undergo to make sure that you are recognizing the person that made that work. So those were a few things that were surprising to me on Education World that I looked at. I've never really experienced any copyright infringement. I guess something that did happen in high school that I think could be considered copyright is watching a movie online. One of our teachers had us watch a movie online, and that is something that it was probably copyrighted, and he probably shouldn't have done that, and that was probably not a good idea to do. I think it is a big deal because the district is very liable for any copyright infringement, and so if that would have been an infringement upon copyright, then our district would have had to deal with the consequences instead of just the teacher, and so that would not have been good. That would have actually caused a lot of trouble for our administration, and it's considered illegal under law too. So this is something that isn't just a frowned upon, it's actually like a law that can be broken and that is considered illegal. So I do think it is a big deal. On the quiz, I scored an 80%. What surprised me on the questions was question 6 said copyrighted material used in multimedia projects may remain in your portfolio forever, and that was true. I didn't know that those would stay in your portfolio forever. So that was something that I was like, oh, I didn't know that actually. And then the last one was that a professor copied a software and then he was taken to court for using it, and the university lost the court case against him. I figured that since he copied the software that it was illegal, but that isn't the case, and he ended up not getting fined for it, so that was surprising for me. I didn't realize that it wasn't considered a copyright infringement by copying that software. So yeah, there were a couple things as well for the fair use that surprised me. Not that surprised me, but I guess that I just didn't know, was that you can use copyright works as a teacher if you're doing face-to-face instruction or directed student self-study. And then for students, you can use it if you're fulfilling course requirements or for interviews for a job in graduation school, grad school. So I didn't know that about fair use either. So this was a really cool module. There was a lot of stuff that I was not aware of that I'm glad I know, especially as a future teacher.